Hi Capricorn, this is your general reading for week commencing Monday the 16th of April 2018. It's a 3-card spread, major arcana only. The first card is things as you see them. The second card is the veil. And the third card is things as they really are. So, I'm just having one last shuffle. Been off the air for a little while because we were moving house, and we are now sufficiently settled for me to return to these readings. So, one last cut, and let's go for you, Capricorn. Good. I just saw that one. Oof, one more cut. Okay. The Lovers. Good God, unbelievable how much this has come up. This is the first time it's come up in the upright, though. Jolly good. Strength. The Fool in reverse. Okay. Well, the Fool in reverse, if I can start at the end, which is kind of what the Fool does, the 0 card. The Fool in reverse is no new beginning, but that's not always a bad thing, because sometimes a new beginning is not required or desirable. So let's look back at the other 2 cards and see if we can make some sense of that. Okay, now the Lovers card here in the first position, things as you see them. It's, to my mind, an extremely enigmatic card. It is about the illusion of choice. Because you see that the young man here in the middle is trying to choose between his mother and his lady love. But, you know, and they both want him, both women want him. The mother wants her little boy, the lady love wants her boyfriend. But hovering above the 3 of them, we see Cupid, blindfold, about to shoot the arrow. So once that arrow finds its target, it's inevitable what's going to happen. He thinks he's got a choice, but he hasn't. The force of nature, the force of whatever Cupid's arrow is coated in, is going to boot him towards the young lady and away from his mother. And rightly so. Rightly so. Time for a paradigm shift from son to husband. But here in this reading, it's in the position of things as you see them. So it's a very interesting play here about how much agency we think we have, or you think you have, Capricorn. So the key is this one here, the Strength card. Right, I think you think that there's something about yourself that you have to conquer in order to kind of get past something or solve something or bring something to an end. But you don't. You don't. There's no new cycle. There's nothing coming to an end. There's nothing starting. Because the Fool is in the reverse here. Right, straight away, I'm going to go for some more clarification on this. I always need to clarify the Lovers because there's just so much going on in that card. The Chariot. Wow, okay. You think you have control. You think the choice is in your hands. Okay, all right. This is clarifying. That'd be a good thing too. It's a clarifying card. You think the choice is in your hands, but what you actually have to do is overcome something within yourself, and you can't quite see that yet. It's in you. It's not some outside thing. It's not, shall I have cake or shall I have a sandwich? It's not that. There is something clearly to be done, but it's something inside you You know, this lion that this lady is thankfully overcoming, she's got her hands in its mouth. She's in charge of this wild creature. This is part of her. This is the law of the jungle inside ourselves. This is the wild nature, the id inside all of us, the rampant toddler inside all of us that needs to be overcome and mastered and, not destroyed. But you cannot have that lion running rampant around town, tearing everything up. You know, she needs to be in charge of it, and she clearly is. So, this is about zooming back in on you, Capricorn. There's something in you that needs to be hiked out, looked at, and sorted. It's not a simple matter of, yeah, I can choose this or I can choose that. I have this power. I have this power of choice, and I have the forward motion and momentum and just sheer bulldozer nature, which you are possessed of that. You don't get to be a goat without having a certain amount of bulldozer nature. If you've ever seen a ram put his head down and bloody go for it. Mind you, sorry, the ram is Aries. A billy goat, they don't mess about. They don't stand on the rocks and go, I'm too scared to move. They move. But this is about something inside you. I want to get more on this Fool in reverse, because I'm not sure at this stage whether you want the new start or whether you fear the new start, or whether you think that by standing aloft your chariot and going da-da-da-da, and taking this choice and then going da-da-da-da, you can bring about a new start, which clearly isn't going to happen. Okay, High Priestess in reverse. Okay, this is, for me, the card of narcissism. Right. I think there's something inside you that's probably been biggling you for a while, that's ever so slightly little bit selfish. And that's what I'm getting here. Capricorn is always very sort of very taciturn, very. Yeah, you don't run around being sort of flibbity gibbet with things. There's nothing airy fairy about you, and perhaps somewhere on the quiet, there's some element in whatever it is that's brought you to this reading to get illuminated, get some illumination on. Perhaps there's something at work in you, or there's some part of you that is, as I say, just a little bit self-serving, sometimes to the detriment of others. And perhaps this is something that you have been kind of trying to pretend isn't there inside you. But if you don't master, if you don't see for what it is, if this lady couldn't see this lion for what it was, if she thought it was a nice sweet pussycat, it would have her bloody hand off, it would have her head off. She knows exactly what she's dealing with here, and she's in charge of it. I think there's something that needs to be rooted out, and less of the, yeah, I can have what I want, I'm strong enough to bring everything that I want into my life if I just put my head down and push. I'm sorry about that mistake about the ram earlier, but goats have a very similar thing. Goats will just bloody eat through everything. All right, now I need something more. Okay, let's get something more here. Right, the Emperor in the upright. Okay. Right, I think basically, I think you're in a bit of a bossy mood. And I think it's going to work against you. And I think in the context of this, you'd be well advised to have a little look at that, have a bit of a closer look at that, and see perhaps why it is, or try to see why it is that you need to control things so much, and what effect that is having on those around you. And this is what the High Priestess in reverse is telling me. Because I see something kind of going round and round. There's no fresh start. I just see the wheels on this chariot just going round and round and round, but you're not getting anywhere. You need to let go of something. Let's get one more to crown this. Okay. Oof. Right, Death in reverse. Right, we've got the Fool in reverse, Death in reverse. Right, whatever is going on here, I see you digging your heels in over something this week. And I don't think it's going to do you much good. I think you're going to end the week pretty much where you were at the start of it. And I don't think that's going to win you many fans. I'm sorry, Capricorn, that's one of the most negative readings I've ever done for you. Most of the time you're pretty cool, but yeah, I see you digging your heels in, pointing the finger at those around you, possibly putting some people's noses out of joint, and ending the week where you started it. Oh, why did I pull that? Now, the Devil card, self-willed, covert, self-constructed bondage. The key thing with the Devil is that we are held down by our own, it was in the upright. We're held down by our own will. We do it to ourselves. And we tell ourselves, and anyone else who will listen, that we're trapped. And we call it addiction. And we say we have no control. But what's important, I think, and what's really interesting and really illuminating about thinking about what's going on in the Devil card, and in that whole thing of being self-willingly trapped and rather liking it, that's the key. There is always a payoff to any addiction or sort of supposedly externally constricting factor in life. There is a payoff for us. There is a payoff to remaining in those chains. And if you want to liberate yourself from those chains, the first thing and the most important thing you need to try to work out is what is the payoff. Because if you can work out what you're getting out of it, that is your way out of it. But yeah, basically, I see you being stuck. I see you being a bit bossy, and perhaps putting some people's noses out of joint, and basically ending the week where you started it. And if you don't want that to be the case, then it's time to have a look at what you're getting out of behaving like that, because there will be some payoff somewhere. Okay, Capricorn, please like, please share, please subscribe. If you would like a private reading, the email address is in the description box below. All best.